Okay, now my friends, so I'm going to explain something. I'm explaining this for Ray Spackman. Look, Ray, I draw an imaginary line on the center of the target. Okay? Someplace on that line is where my tip has to be to hit the target. Now, at around 20 yards for a target like this, my arrow goes down about here, okay? Now look, your eye is on the center, that's a straight line. Now you put the tip on that center line. It's got nothing to do with the back of the arrow. Put the tip right on the spot. In this case, it would be here, okay? Now, when I draw, my arm comes around, the arrow will come back and straighten out. If I am drawing and my arm is completely relaxed and I've relaxed my back, as long as I keep that center on there and pull it back and pull it back and pull it back, when I shoot, it will go into the center. So that's all I mean by gap. This would be my gap or my point of aim. On the line, draw it back till it's straight, let her go. Okay? Anyhow, I hope that that's simple enough. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now my friends, take a couple of shots here. Most important thing is pull that arrow back before you aim. No point using a pre-aim. Aim after you get it back. Pre-aiming is nonsense. It's just a waste of time. No matter how you line up in a pre-aim, nothing happens until after you let it go. It's more important to pull it back. Pop that one a little bit above the heart. Dead in the heart. We'll leave it at that. Pre-aiming is nonsense. I'm telling you, it's nonsense. Doing all this kind of stuff and everything is bullshit. It doesn't mean a thing. It's not until the arrow comes right back. And when it gets right back there, and you let that arm hang, and you relax those back muscles, you'll hit the target, you'll shoot straight, okay? Just keep the tip on the center line at the gap and pull back until you can't pull any farther and relax. That arrow will go straight and you'll hit the target. That's all there is to it. Form is nonsense. Form is nonsense. Oh, touch here and touch there. That's how you miss. Oh, stand this way and stand that way. Bullshit. Get it back there and get it lined up to the arrow or up to the target. That's all that matters. Split finger does not matter. 3 under doesn't matter. Thumb rings don't matter. I happen to use split finger. Touching an anchor is the quickest way to miss. The best way not to miss is to let it be all stretched out and floating towards the target. If you want to, then you can aim. Okay, I've said this stuff over and over again. And what I'm saying is true. It's the truth. All these things that you're being taught by these great coaches and stuff, it's really horse shit. They can't even shoot either. You know? Anyhow, I can shoot fairly well. And I'm not into bullshit and I'm not into lying. So I'm telling you the real juice, the real McCoy. Now, these aren't the greatest shots I ever did in my life, but you'll see they're all on the line, and they're fairly quick shots, you know, and the last one, of course, bang in the center, but they're all on the line. Any one of those would kill that little fella. Kill him. Anyhow, I hope you can handle the things I say. I'll talk to you later. And here's a little kind of fungus that caught my attention, growing on a bit of a tree. It's kind of neat being out here with Mother Nature. That's Mother Nature. Don't any of you Christians email me and tell me that that is there because Jesus put it there for me. You're only going to piss me off. This is beautiful. This is Mother Nature. Have fun, boys. Okay, we're going to discuss the power draw. No pre-aim. Okay. See that? That's good enough, isn't it? Okay, my friends, we're going to talk about the power draw. Listen, all this pre-aiming is a waste of time. Pointing the arrow at the target is a waste of time. The only thing that makes you shoot like this is the pressure in your arms and the bow. Put the tip on the gap. Make an imaginary center line on the target. Make another crosshair where that tip should be. Put the tip there, because that's where it's going to be when you finish, so that's where you should start. Saves time. Don't fart around the pre-aims. Just get it back there as quick as you can without pulling it off the shelf. Relaxed arm, relaxed shoulder, relaxed back muscles. Whether it's the major rhomboid or just the big muscle over the scapula or the shoulder blade. But you know what I'm talking about. Come on. Get it back there. That's when you aim. Do not move your head. You do not have to move your head. Eye on, tip on, back on, without having to move the head. And when it goes straight, you let it go and you'll whack it. Okay? So that's about it. So, again, do stuff like that and do stuff like that. Okay? The stuff I'm telling you is simple and it's true. All this crap that these instructors are showing you about, you know, your elbow and this and that and your 3 under and touching. Get the pressure in your arms and let her go. Have fun, boys. I'll be back. Up at the club we have a tree called the memory tree. I was just looking at it and thinking, it's almost paganistic. These are all guys that have joined our club and passed away. So they make a little placard and hang them up in this tree. What would you call that tree? You had yourself? What would you think? Anyhow, this is actually put here by regular people at the club, and it's just in memory. But isn't it a kind of a throwback to another time. All members of the club. Like Odin said, everybody dies. Scares the hell out of them, doesn't it? Good luck, boys. Okay, my friends, we've got a bear down here. Broke into the aquarium and ate all the guppies. Got to stretch it out. Relax your right arm and your back. That's dead center. Stretch her out. Get your arm all the way back or it won't shoot straight. Good enough. Okay. What's really important is to hold that tip on the center line at the gap and stretch it all the way out. Not this far. This far. Bang! This far. Until it won't go back any farther. Do not move your head. Just let it come to your eye. You hold that tip on and you pull it all the way back. Eventually, it will look straight at the target. It's as simple as that. I'm saying it a lot, but listen. All this business of touching an anchor is always a short draw. It's a big mistake. This idea of drawing to your ear, it's not really drawn to your ear, but yeah, you just draw it back there. Your hands around your ear. Don't touch your ear. Don't touch your jaw. Don't touch your nose to the feather. Line up the arrow. Line up the arrow with pressure on a straight line. You'll nail that target. Anyhow. No pre-aim. Okay? No pre-aim. It's all a waste of time. And, you know, first one was the left one, and then the next two are bango, bango. You know, that's all you got to do, boys. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Have fun. Okay, now, get this elk up here, about 25 yards. Power drawing means get it all the way back before you aim. Don't worry about where your hand goes, if it flies off or wherever it seems to be flying, as long as it's coming off at 180 degrees to the pressure. Get it all the way back before you aim. Okay. Your hand doesn't have to go here. This is a mistake. Get it all the way back before you aim, and as long as that hand comes off at 180 degrees, it's okay. You do not have to do this with your hand. The shot's already gone. Just get that pressure on at 180 degrees and get it all the way back before you start to aim. Let the arm and the back relax. It'll all fall in line. Okay? power draw. Get it back there. Don't be careful. Don't be careful doing this kind of stuff and carefully lining up, and before you shoot, lining it all up and putting your feet in a certain spot. Your feet can just go anywhere as long as that tip is on. You don't really have to move your head. Just draw it around until it looks straight and you're back there. I know I'm repeating myself, but you guys don't seem to catch on real easy. This is how you shoot a natural bow. A primitive bow without a shelf. This is not a recurve. This is not a longbow with a shelf. And they shoot just fine if you allow them to shoot. It's all in the pressure. And when you do that, you'll get some hits. Okay, guys. Go have some fun. Think it over. Bye now. Okay, guys, we have a bear up here. It's starting to get late in the day. Cooled off quite a bit also. I'm not interested in putting my hand any place. When I release, I just let go very gently and allow the pressure to take my hand 180 degrees from the target. And that's just about all that there is to it. Okay, well, there's 10 shots. They're not the best shots I ever made in my life, but you know, it's fairly quick, and you can see that if you just stand there and don't do anything except draw it back and let her go, that you can get lots of good hits without all this, you know, aiming and pointing and kneeing and bending and all this kind of stuff. Keep the tip on the center, pull it back as far as you can, let her go. Have fun, guys.